Hey everyone, we're here in the Tren Maya Station here in Playa del Carmen. This route between Cancun Airport and Playa del Carmen has just opened. So today in this video, we're going to talk about the connections between downtown Playa and the station, where the station is, and how to go from the airport to Playa del Carmen, and overall how the Tren Maya is doing in March. This is March the 19th, 2024. This is a third in a series of videos that we've done for the Tren Maya. We did one when they first opened, and we went from Merida to Campeche. We talked about all the services on the train and what this Tren Maya was doing at that time period. We did one about 15 days ago in the center of the peninsula where we went from Valladolid to Izamal, where actually the train didn't come and we actually had to take a bus half of the way. But hopefully on this route, nothing goes wrong, and we show you how the Tren Maya is operating now. Plus, we'll show you lots of other details and insightful information for the Tren Maya, because we're not just bloggers. We've actually been in the Riviera Maya for 15 years, so we can tell you a lot of history and also how everything works in the connections. So let's go on the Tren Maya today from Playa del Carmen to Cancun. So a few things about the train. There are USB plugs and there's a plug between the seats. And you have a tray table, and the seats do move a little bit. The back doesn't recline, but they recline a little bit. Now there are two services on the Tren Maya. There's Premier and Tourist class. The difference is there's 3 seats wide in Premier and there's 4 seats wide in Tourist class. There's a few extra services in Premier, but it basically is this much difference. There's not much difference. So only if you're going 4 or 5 hours on a Tren Maya would we say take Premier. Otherwise, just take Tourist class. And there's 3 types of trains. Right now, there's only this type of train, which is basically just seats. There's a restaurant train that will be running, and also a sleeper car for the long distance, going to Palenque or something like that. And as far as what you can see out the train, well, it's a lot of green or construction. So you have 2 options because everything is new and under construction. And there's also a lot of trees around the Yucatan Peninsula. So it's not exactly a scenic train. So one thing we do recommend, even though there's Wi-Fi in the train, or supposed to be Wi-Fi in the train, it doesn't work that well right now, is to download something or bring a good book so you can enjoy your train trip and get to your destination.
Also on the Tren Maya, there are bathrooms and a cafe car where you can get basic sandwiches, chips, snacks, a few alcoholic beverages, and coffee.
So one important thing, and this line from Cancun Airport to Puerto Morelos and further down to Playa del Carmen, is since you're coming from the airport, you're going to have bags with you. There are restrictions for luggage on the train. It's on your ticket. It's basically carry-on. So if you're carrying other bags, you can't take the Tren Maya. The bus, the audio, has underneath the bus where you can store stuff. We actually asked at the Tren Maya station, what happens if people have bags? They said, well, can't take the train. So we don't know if that will change, but right here on this half of the train, there's 24 seats. So there's a couple spaces for big bags, and then you have the overhead. So it's not actually a lot of space for bags. And if you are doing long distance, maybe the sleeper cars will have more storage, but this is just the tourist train. So there's not a lot of luggage space. So keep that in mind when you're traveling on the Tren Maya.
So if you are a resident of the Riviera Maya or Playa del Carmen, it is quite interesting to see all the things that are hidden in the jungle behind Playa del Carmen. There is a little bit of construction and roads, but it is basically just jungle on that side, which we hope the Tren Maya divides things and doesn't allow construction on this side because it is old growth forest. So even though the train was supposed to be built along the highway, it did get built a little bit farther from Playa del Carmen in the jungle and going to Cancun Airport. So the route did change, and that's part of the reason why this opened a little bit late. And the construction is still going further towards Tulum, Bacalar to Chetumal. So that is still under construction. Even though that was supposed to be open by the 29th of February, it's running a little bit behind. The train lines that are open are Cancun, going over to Merida, Campeche, down to Palenque. And then right now it's only Playa del Carmen, Puerto Morelos, and Cancun Airport. So it will be a full loop when it's all open. Of course, we'll bring you more videos when those loops are open, and we'll talk about the stations. We are making station guides for all of the stations we go to, which we explain public transportation, how to get to the station, what the stations have, so you can enjoy your trip and plan your trip on the Tren Maya. So we just arrived in the Puerto Morelos station. We're actually just leaving. It took 35 minutes from Playa del Carmen to Puerto Morelos. We did leave right on time at 10:30. So that's the timing. You will see in the stations, there's a lot of National Guard. This is the security for the Tren Maya, which makes it very safe. And it's nice to have nice uniforms, so it's more pedestrian friendly. This is the Cancun train station. You see a green bus. That is the bus that goes into the airport. It is free. It takes about 10 minutes to go into the airport. It goes to Terminal 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then comes back here. They're timed to meet the train. So that is how you connect to the Tren Maya here in Cancun. So how is ridership on the Tren Maya right now? Well, in this train, there's 24 seats on this half of this train, and 8 are occupied. And on our way from Playa del Carmen to Cancun, there was also 8 people on the train on half of the train car. So it's only about 30%. It's a little bit lower than on the other trains we've taken, but this is a brand new line. It's only been open for 4 days, so that's why it's a little bit lower. But if you want to delve into it, we can delve in more why people are not taking the Tren Maya right now. Well, ridership is a little low because for locals of the 5 states, you have to go to the train station and buy your tickets and bring everyone's ID and buy the tickets and then go back home and come back to the station. So it's a little more difficult. There's 4 types of tickets for sale for the Tren Maya, but only 2 are available online. And as far as international tourists, you're only able to buy a week in advance right now. On the Tren Maya website, it does show the entire year, but when you click on it, there's no trains available more than a week. So if you're coming to Mexico and you want to plan a trip to Palenque or Cancun or getting around the peninsula, you can't book hotels, you can't do anything because you don't know if there's trains available. And the train schedules keep changing, so it's hard to plan. So right now, it's more people just taking the train for fun. And of course, this is a brand new line that's only been open 4 days. So people are just getting used to the train and figuring out how to get to the station. But it also has to work efficiently, and it has to be economical, and it has to be better than the other options you have. And that's one of the big problems with the Tren Maya, especially with the Cancun Airport. It's not in Cancun and it's not in the airport. It's actually outside of the airport. So you do have to connect into the airport. And if you want to go into Cancun, the bus takes about 40 minutes from the airport into the downtown, plus the other bus. So it's another hour. So it would basically take about 2.5 hours to 3 hours to get from Playa del Carmen to Cancun. So it doesn't work at all. Now from the airport, you don't know how long it's going to take to get out of the airport. So you have to go through immigration. So you don't know if your plane's going to arrive on time. So you can't buy your tickets in advance. So you have to buy it at the station. Right now, there's only 3 trains a day that go from the airport to Playa del Carmen. So it really is really hard to plan because either you have to wait a really long time or you just take the bus. And the bus from the airport is very efficient. It only takes 1 hour and it goes to the downtown. And there's no real limit for luggage, as we've said. So luggage is an issue taking on the train. Plus the distances from the stations to the downtown, especially in Playa del Carmen, it is all the way at the edge of Playa del Carmen, the westernmost edge. So it does take a good 20 minutes to drive from the train station to the downtown or where your hotel is. Also, the cost. Right now, there is a public bus or audio bus from the Playa del Carmen train station to the downtown. It goes to the alternative audio station on 20th Avenue and 12th Street. It's 55 pesos to take that. But that's an extra time that it takes to transfer to the train station. Also, if you want to take a taxi from a taxi stand on 5th Avenue, it's 500 pesos the taxi. Now, if you hail a taxi, it's a little bit cheaper, but that's added cost to get to the airport or use this train. So it's a lot more time and costs more. So like we've said, taking the Tren Maya is more about long distances, and things will get more efficient as it goes on. But that's how things are right now with the Tren Maya. So there is a lot of controversy about the Tren Maya, the construction, the environmental damage, but it also is an infrastructure project for this part of Mexico. And for Quintana Roo, the state, it is very important. Most people don't realize that Quintana Roo didn't become a state of Mexico until the mid-1970s. So everything you see has been built in the last 50 years, basically, and especially the last 15 to 20 years. So all of the hotels, all of these things, all go on one road in the entire state. The distance of Quintana Roo is the distance from New York to Washington, D.C. And that means all of the tourists, all of the transportation, the trucks with gravel, all the taxis, all of the people going to work, all use the one road, the 307 highway. And it gets very congested, and it is a little bit dangerous because when it rains or anything, there are accidents, and it's getting more and more crowded. There are 2 million people that live in Quintana Roo with about 9 million people visiting. So it's a lot of people using that highway. And if anything happens to the highway, like there's a sinkhole or there's a bad accident, no one can get anywhere. Thousands of people can't get to the airport. They miss their flights. People can't get to their hotel. And that has happened before. There actually was a sinkhole one time and no one could get anywhere. This is actually creating a second traffic lane in the entire state, because this will go from Cancun all the way down to the south to Chetumal. So it is a second alternative transportation form. So that is important for the state. Although we have said for 2 years now that the Tren Maya is not a silver or bullet for tourism, because a lot of people that come to Quintana Roo, they want the beaches, they want to relax. They don't want to work on vacation and go exploring, because a lot of people only have a week vacation to really enjoy and relax. So the Tren Maya is more about adventuring to other places, but it's not for everyone. So we don't predict that a lot of people will be taking the Tren Maya. We think it will replace some of the bus traffic between Cancun and Chichen Itza, especially because a lot of people like going to Chichen Itza, and that station is open now as well. But it is another service that is nice, and it will help people explore a little bit more. Not as much as is predicted, because there is another train in Mexico that's amazing. It's called El Chepe. It's in the north of Mexico, and it goes through Copper Canyon. Copper Canyon is actually 5 times bigger than the Grand Canyon, but most people don't even know about this train. So just because you build it doesn't mean people will come and use the train. It does have to be efficient, it has to be cost effective, and it has to work. So between Cancun and Playa del Carmen, does it work the most efficiently? Well, right now it is 1 hour. It will get a little faster as things, you see how slow we're going right now. It will get faster, but you still have the bus connections and the extra cost. So we've said over and over, it's more for long distance. But we hope you enjoy our videos. We will bring you more videos about the Tren Maya as it progresses. This is the third in a series of videos, and we already have our fourth one planned. So stay tuned, we'll bring you more videos. So thanks for watching our video today, and stay tuned, and we'll see you online.